Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and today I want to talk about this game, Sworn. I played Sworn, and this game is a pretty fun game. Now, what is Sworn? It is a roguelike action game akin to a Hades, plays like a Diablo 4, but it's a roguelike. It's directly compared to Hades, but it's essentially Hades, but it's multiplayer. And I convinced some of my friends to play this game with me, and the multiplayer has been fun, but there's a caveat there. This game features 4-player multiplayer, and when you're in a lobby with 4 people playing Sworn, the game does not work if someone hosts the game. For me, it doesn't matter which one of us hosts this game. It runs off a peer-to-peer connection. So maybe all of its variables is too much for this game to handle when there's 4 people in one game, and it gets worse the longer the session drags on. But if you have more than 2 people essentially in your lobby, the game's gonna not work really well at all. And it's very unfortunate because playing this game co-op duo with just 2 people it works pretty well. But for some reason, once you add that third or fourth, if you add a 4th person, the game is unplayable. It's a mess. But other than that, I don't play this game much solo. I usually play it with a friend, and I've been having a lot of fun. Now, what are some other things that I don't really like about this game? This game has a lock-on system, unlike Hades. I'm sure Hades doesn't have a lock-on. I've been playing it for a little bit, but I don't think it has a lock-on system. But this lock-on system chooses to work. There might be a day where it doesn't work, and then another day it may work fine, but it's okay. Lock-on system is not great. You'll lock on to an enemy, and it locks onto an enemy across the room and not the enemy that's directly in front of you. So that's sort of an issue. But depending on who you play, because there's a decent amount of characters in the game. There's this vigilante character. There's a sort of a monk character. There's a knight, and then there's a mage character. So depending on who you play, all these characters have different attacks and different secondary attacks and special attacks, and it's a lot of fun hopping in this game and trying sort of everything and seeing what works. But my favorite character so far has been the knight. This knight he specializes in being close to your enemies and punishing enemies with high powerful strikes, or if you upgrade his arsenal, you'll get these quick hitting gauntlets. And his special move set is pretty interesting. There's a counter that he has that isn't really great for new players, but once you sort of played the game and seen all the enemies and sort of mastered their attack patterns, you're able to counter basically everything and deal damage to everything that you're able to counter. And it's been a fun character to play as. So once you start the game, like Hades, there's different gods that you come across throughout your run, and these gods called Fays. These gods are called Fays, by the way. These Fey gods will grant you special abilities, and there's a lot of experimentation with this. So each run can be very different depending on, it's a roguelike, so depending on what you pick. So one of my favorite Fays right now or one of the most powerful outright, I think, is going to be the Earth Fey called Gorgamog. He's going to specialize in stunning foes, getting more resources that you're able to buy at your trees outside of the game, and reducing damage. And stunning foes is probably one of the most useful things, because you can stun bosses too. So You're able to stun and stop bosses from attacking or doing anything, and during a run, this really helps a lot. And there's another Fae called Bira. She's the ice Fae. She's able to sort of freeze enemies, but not as consistently and as effectively as a Gorgamog. Now there's other elements like a poison god, a wind god, a luck god, a fire god, a weak god, and a like critical hit backstab god, shadow god. So all of these gods are going to grant different things for the player, and based on what you want to feel, you can just pick a god and kind of have everything from a god, or you can mismatch gods. If you mismatch gods, you'll find out that there will be these dual abilities that you're able to combine with other gods or fays to increase your power over elements or a certain specific attack thing that does a sort of status effect or whatnot. So all of this is basically copying Hades one for one. The controls for the controller is different, but overall this game is very fun to play with at least one friend. If I were to say something, if this game fixes their multiplayer because it's unplayable with 3 or more people, if we're able to get a stable connection, if we're able to optimize that, this game will be a great game. But this game is just a good game. It's a good little Hades sort of rip-off or clone, but it does a lot of stuff itself, I think, that kind of stands out, being that there's so many different weapons and sort of characters to use, different possibilities, different attributes and little knickknacks and special moves that you're able to get. So as far as that, it has a bit more to offer as far as playing Hades variety goes, but if you like Hades, if you like Diablo, you're gonna like this game. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. And does the game look good? Is it alright? It's on the Game Pass, by the way, if you don't have the Game Pass. So until next month.